Hello there, welcome to episode number 7 of Dev's Wall. Today, as usual, we have a really special guest. He is a full stack engineer with more than 12 years of professional experience in areas like network monitoring, financial services, and solar energy industry. His main focus is to deliver quality solutions endowed with reliability, maintainability, and elegance, applying industry standards and well known best practice. I want to welcome to this conversation Eduardo Robledo. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Thanks, Memo. Thanks for having me. Greetings to your
Oh,
audience.
thanks to you. Thanks to you for accepting the invitation. You will always be welcome to come here. This is your house. So first of all, how's it going? How's it going so far? Your work, everything good?
Everything good? Thanks.
Excellent, excellent. I see you already have your setup there. We all have our home office setups these days, and
Yes, I have a keyboard here and my Xbox and some
nice,
stuff to
nice. I like.
add.
I have. We as I would say hobby musicians. we have our.
Yeah.
You have your keyboard. I have my guitar here. Nice.
Nice.
So first of all, I question I always ask people who are here: how did you start in your software career? I know I've known you for a while. I know you are focused a little bit more on maybe front-end technologies or maybe JavaScript or maybe that kind, but I'm not sure. I read that you're a full stack engineer, so you you do everything. But I want to know how you started and how has the journey been so far.
Okay, it's several years ago. Probably was at the high school. We had the computing um, um, courses and I really enjoyed it. I had the opportunity to have my own computer at high school, and I started there with Quick Basic. That was my first interaction with programming. Since then, I knew that that was my um, my career path was uh, in that direction. So I studied the engineering computing um, career at the Universidad de Guadalajara, and then just bring up to the industry here. Guadalajara is a very demanded industry, so it's a place to be uh,
Nice,
in this
yeah, I
path.
I, I totally agree with you. It's if I would say it's a high demand ability or whatever you want to call it. It's in high demand in all over the world, maybe, or at least in these countries. It's high demand, and especially here in Guadalajara, where all the software industry started to gain popularity and strength some years back, and
Yep,
it's
yep,
kind
yep.
of the main hub for Mexico.
Exactly.
So you once you were in high school, you already knew that you wanted to do something with computers.
Yeah, I was able to create a small game um, that calculates the distance. It was like uh, uh, there was some small images in the screen, and you have to calculate where was the coordinates that you think that the image is in the screen. So after you enter the coordinates, um, like an arrow, the sequence of an arrow points the place that you selected by just guessing, and it calculates the distance to the target from the point that your arrow hits, and it gives you points. That was my first game that I did uh,
Was that in high school or?
in high school. Yes, and the teacher we had. he let me to do whatever I wanted. It's a story that I don't always tell, but the teacher didn't want me to give any lesson. I was in my own path, creating things and studying the
Maybe
business
maybe, maybe
related.
you were like on maybe you were already he knew that you were already good at it,
Yes,
and
yes, there was.
maybe he said, okay, this guy is on his own. He can do whatever he wants. I'll focus on the rest of the guys.
Yeah, that was what happened exactly,
Okay,
and
nice.
yeah, that's
Do
how
you
I
do,
do.
do you remember what the language or whatever you used to develop that in those times?
Yes, it was Quick Basic or Q Basic. It was
QBasic. Okay.
Q Basic. Yes, the this variant of Basic uh, made for MS DOS, DOS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for that one. Um, yeah, I think one of the biggest challenge in that time was to create random numbers. Of course, back then I didn't know anything about randomness or pseudo randomness, and the only way I thought how to calculate some stuff like that was to uh, grabbing some garbage from the memory. There was no for me there was no way to understand how to generate a random number, and I did not have um, any programming teacher properly, so nobody was able to, and there was no internet. Everybody have to remember I'm kind of old, still
Yeah.
past there, but
Yeah.
not
Tell
for
me
long.
about it.
But yeah, so without internet, it was a real challenge how to generate random numbers. It was even a philosophical question that does randomness even exist really? Does this really exist?
Oh man, we're gonna get philosophical here. Yeah,
But
but
taking
that's
that
a good
apart,
question.
so of course, sometime later, I was pointed to the right direction in the function that generates pseudo random numbers. Several years I didn't know how it did the magic. Now I know, of course, but back then I just have to rely that it just worked. But yeah, that was my first approach with the programming.
Nice. And do you remember, yeah, and going a little bit later on time, do you remember what was your first job, would say, after your career? Or
Yeah, my first
what did you do on that job?
my first job was it's an extinct company that um, it collapsed after the 2006 crisis in the United States. The name is ASSI, like the
Okay.
like ASCII, the code, but without the last I. Uh,
Okay. I think I
and
know. I think I know
yeah,
that one. Yeah.
several people in here in Plaza del Ángel here in the back then recently created the Centro del Software that was
Yeah.
it called. Yeah, there's several companies that and startups that began there, and one of them was my first job as a
Nice.
properly as a programmer.
And what did you do there? Like what languages did you use or what?
Java, yes,
Oh,
my
okay.
yeah, my first approach formally as a programmer was with Java. It was my first language. Um, in that years, Java had a very uh, huge acceptance. Now it's more or less, but there are some detractors. But back then was the language to know, and yeah, we
Yeah, I totally agree.
yeah
Most of I mean, I remember back then we're talking about more than 10 years ago,
yes
maybe 12 years ago.
yeah it was
It was
2000.
Java. Java was like the big one, and I was like the on the other side, on the dark side. We were like the .NET developers.
Oh
They were like the two would say big ones. Obviously, Java being the
Yeah, one
master
of
and
the
monster,
exactly.
but not, but then all these um, technologies starting to emerge. Everything started to break up. Uh, everything started to get breaking up into parts. Backend Java became and .NET became like backend languages and emerged front-end languages and all this stuff, right? And I believe you started focusing. Did you start focusing more on front-end later on, or how
Yes,
was it?
yes, it was later. Basically, the industry it tells you what is demanded, and so you end up taking your decisions on where to move. So I have plenty experience on the back end with Java, but recently I have the most recent 4 years or a little bit more just with JavaScript and the front end and all kind of technologies in the front, React, Vue, stuff like that. So, so yeah, in my opinion, the the whole industry is moving quite rapidly to JavaScript, and we have more versions of Node, more versions of ES, the ES6, EX. It's a very growing. It is a technology that is under development and is growing a lot. So JavaScript, even I was one of the detractors of JavaScript, let me say, and now I'm one of these defenders. But
Okay, okay. I I'm not a detractor like that per se. I just think it's a horrible language. No, okay, no, no, no. No, kind of kidding.
kind
But
of
I know nowadays if you know JavaScript, I mean JavaScript.
you have
I know we have
plenty
to
of
accept that
options.
JavaScript is the top language now.
Yes, it's like it's
JavaScript and maybe in database SQL. um,
yep.
but basically JavaScript. If you know JavaScript, you can do
You have options.
as I mean you can do backend, front end, and then you have Node, you have all the front end technologies, and JavaScript is here to stay. In my opinion, I still think JavaScript is not cool because of the nature of the language, but
Yeah,
it is
but that's exactly it was not designed to be a big language. It was not. So this is something that we
exactly.
have to consider before the strong criticism.
Yeah,
So it
I
was not
agree with you. I agree
it,
with you.
it was not designed, and but the thing is that with the current technologies on scalability on and the AWS lambdas that allows you to have very small pieces running in like as a microservices, the scalability of the language uh, allow you to create not the language, the scalability on the infrastructures
On the infrastructure, yeah.
that we now um, uh, can have allows us to use that language in as a as a as a big with a high scalability project. How can I say it? We can use
You but
JavaScript in big
you
projects
refer on client side
on both.
on both,
Uh,
right?
right, there's no limit with the current technology on infrastructure. Uh, it doesn't matter that JavaScript is single thread. It doesn't matter that is
Yeah, I
yeah
agree.
the performance is still not a problem. So all the bad things are still there, but it doesn't matter now. So this is one of the strong position um, that it have.
Yeah, I do agree. It but by nature, I think it evolved. I mean, it started to be like they just okay, we need to come up with a language for the web browsers, and they created whatever, right? And then
Yeah,
Java
yeah,
like many years ago, and then
something simple, something quick.
something, and then we have to like patch, and then
Yeah,
ES6 and or whatever. I don't know which number they are now, but I think
and
it was a more stable and prettier version of JavaScript.
Exactly, and we have these transpilers that you can
Yeah,
write
like
JavaScript
TypeScript.
less ugly JavaScript
Mhm.
that is translated to the ugly JavaScript,
Yeah,
but you feel that you are writing a good JavaScript, which it's just it's just a layer. It's
exactly. Because
like
it's not even a framework. It's a transpiler.
exactly
It's like you're just grabbing something and then just converting to the
to the real
to
JavaScript.
the ugly one that all the browsers will know.
Exactly.
Uh, but yeah, I agree. I mean, the new, as you say, we started doing like microservices, like with the scalability things. We need to hit less the servers and do a little bit more on the clients. So that also gain a lot of power. They're doing more even business rules and business layers on the client side, and then just hitting the microservices or the databases uh, as less as possible, and having lots of things going on the upper side.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So yeah. So
And you're still doing that, right, dude?
right.
Any like JavaScript with you say React, Vue, any of those frameworks, or any new
Yes.
that comes?
Any new that comes and the market demands, probably we have to learn. And yeah, new frameworks of JavaScript are every 2 months. So, but not all of them are too popular. But the next one that comes, um, and usually when a framework becomes popular is for a reason. It's because something good it does. Uh, so yeah, usually
Do you think as of now React is the most popular, or any other?
probably right now the most popular, yes, is React. Is taking advantage over. Uh,
Just heads up, we are November 2021.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't know.
exactly. Probably in the future. What are they talking about?
Why don't they? They're not talking about WebAssembly. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it's taking advantage over. Of course, PHP we can declare it as a completely legacy
Yeah,
uh, uh, language or framework. Um, but then came Angular and several versions of Angular that I think Angular did it very well in the things that all the data bindings and all this there was a lot of key features that didn't exist
hmm
before, and they did it well. But uh, what they did not did well is all the mess in the versions that they created. It's a spaghetti framework.
Okay.
So all the spaghetti that Angular did was in some way fixed by React. In my opinion, React is more clean, more elegant, more compact. It's right now it's a very good option, and it's quite used. So it's not like a fancy framework that just came out and seems like it's fancy and it's good and nobody uses. Now React is very popular, very used. The one that probably is in that direction that probably in some months or years um, can eat the market is Vue.js. It's also very nice, very clean. Has everything to do to gain some quota in the market, but the reason to change is not enough. From if you are in React, there's not enough reasons to change or to migrate. So probably React still have a lot more time to stay there.
Nice. Interesting. All right. So now let's go to another topic that actually you suggested.
Yep.
Now let's talk about Git.
Yes.
We were talking about we were talking about our back
Experience.
then, our ages when we started more than 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever, or more.
Yeah.
Um, there were, I remember I used when I started programming and started collaborating with teams, it was more in a centralized way. I remember I started using some version control software. I remember using SVN. I remember using SourceSafe. I remember using TFS that came with the Visual Studio because I
Mm,
still do .NET, and it was quite different. It was everything more centralized. It was simple in a way,
hmm.
but uh, but now we have Git. What
Yes.
can you tell me about Git?
Well, Git has become like the standard. If you compare with any other version control system, right now there's nobody except for legacy systems or legacy projects. No, there's no other option than Git. Git is like the king, and it's so basic to know Git that that's something that you don't even want to put in your resume. It's like saying, "Oh, I know how to speak." It's something so basic and so
Yeah.
exactly. So the importance is big to anybody that has taken the decision to work in the IT industry. Git is something basic that have to learn, yes or yes.
Yep. It's like must have,
Exactly.
right? If you do software, you probably already use Git, or probably you might even now with there are a lot of visual interfaces that you might not even notice using Git. If
That
you're using
that
like
just Git behind, yes.
exactly GitHub desktop or something, you just push and pull whatever and do the basics. But you use Git, right?
Right. And also I've seen most like more junior or students that came as an interns or stuff like that. Um, they get confused by Git. The documentation is quite good, but only when you already have some knowledge on Git. And there's also some tutorials that you can find, but they're very long, very tedious. I think there's still uh, an introduction that has to be said, like the one that I want to present today.
Perfect, perfect. I mean, that's what everything we need. This
Excellent.
Git simplified by Eduardo.
Yes, yes,
Git simplified, Git introduction, the basics you need to know before
exactly.
you start.
In,
And
in, in for your own.
exactly for your own, and from there you can get your expertise.
Exactly. So, so for this, I would like to share my screen
Yeah, go ahead.
and and start with the key concepts on Git. Uh, mm, okay, here. Okay.
Okay.
The first key concept is the commit. The commit is like if you don't know anything about mm, versioning systems, imagine that you have your project in your folder and in all your files. So every time you hit save, you know that everything is saved in your folder, but probably you want to have a snapshot of the state that you have in that moment. So you want to copy, probably you copy like and put a name on it. Like this is what I have so far done so far. That includes blah blah blah, and you have a copy. So you can copy the whole directory. Probably is big and take minutes. And okay, so that concept of marking a point where you save the things and wanted to mark it, that's the more simplified way to explain what is the commit. So you can work in your direct in your directory and your files. You can save several files, and then when you are ready to save the whole list of changes, that's a commit. And here in the so we can represent with the
Sorry,
yep.
are you share? Can you share your screen? I think I'm
Ah
not able to see your screen yet.
yes.
There you go. Perfect. Now we can see.
Great. Yep. So we represent usually we represent with a circle a commit in a line. Then so the lines represents the time. Oh, and with the time we can create another commit. So that's how we represent commits in the time. And I'm going to start. This is the very basic idea of committing into a branch. Later, I'm gonna explain what's a branch and other stuff. But I'm gonna represent this small concept into a real in a real case. For this, I'm gonna create.
All right, let's get to the cool stuff.
Yeah, let's get the hands into the mod. Dev wall. It's gonna be
Yeah,
one.
that sounds like a cool project.
Yeah, and one because I believe there's gonna be more like this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here it's as simple as start with git init. Okay, I'm not going to explain how to install git because this is not the tutorial to install. The instructions to install git in your computer should be fine if you go to the documentation. So we're gonna skip that part. So assume that you have git, as simple as typing git init, and you have your folder. It's now under versions. By default, the name of the main branch is master, so it's like the only branch that we have right now. And okay, let's create a folder. Let's go to Visual Studio. Okay, let me put this away. Okay, so I'm under the dev wall. Let's create a just some text, txt, and this is a text file, and we're gonna save it. Okay, so let's go back to the
All right.
All right, so now we can see. So if we check what we have in the here in the folder, we have just text txt. It's just one file and one content. It could be the big tree of files, but just for the purpose of showing how it works. Okay, so now the way to know if we are able to commit something, the recommended way is to start with status, and no commits yet. So this this file in red is the only thing, or the file that has not been committed. So the way there's another concept here, which is the stage. The stage is the place when previous to the commit. As you remember, the commit is the place where you save a list of changes. So I can, for example, I'm gonna commit the changes on this text. I'm gonna do it right now. The first thing is to put
right.
your changes in the stage. So let me put it in words. So the first step is do your changes, then put them in the stage, and then commit. So this is the formula. Do the changes, I'm gonna put it a little bigger, so I think
All right. Yeah.
it's more visible. So this is the way that you create your commits. Okay, let's do it. Okay, here are my changes. First, step number one. Step number two, put in the stage. To do that is just git add. In this place, it's just because there is just one file and there's no subpaths and folders that directly, but probably it will require any kind of any path inside here. So okay, so now that I did this, the git add and what file I wanted to add, the add refers to the stage. So this is something confusing for beginners, because git add what sometimes beginners get confused with add and commit. They think that because they added, they have been committed. No, it's not. The add refers to the stage. After the stage, it goes then to the commit.
All right. Nice.
So then, if you go again with git status, and you can see that it's now. Well, here's in green, but it's because of another plugin that I have in my terminal. It doesn't always looks in these colors, but now it's it says changes to be committed, and here you will see a list of all the files and the changes that is going to be committed. And here it says untracked files. So at this moment, I had the changes, but they were not going to be included in any commit. In this moment, it does. And this is how you can see the difference on tracked files and changes to be committed. Okay, so now the
nice. Now, like, yeah, but maybe that's the key word, the track. When you stage it, this kind of means that you are kind of tracking the file, and then
oh yeah
you will commit it.
Exactly. Yes, because
Okay.
An untracked file is a file that Git doesn't know and doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
So probably that's the best way to.
And normally the stage part is in many ways done by many visual IDEs, right? In like
Right.
automatic, right? And you don't even notice.
Exactly.
You just do the commit and then the push, right?
Yes, and this is a nice point here, because sometimes a beginner starts with the user interfaces, with the like GitHub desktop or stuff like that, and they don't even notice what is happening behind. And if they don't have the specific version of this probably the IDE or this visual tool, you can get lost. But when you know this, it's more easily to not to get lost, even if you use a user interface. So I recommend to know the commands and to know how to use the terminal.
Perfect. So everyone, please, if you're learning Git, if you're starting the software engineers, follow Eduardo's advice. Start with the commands, simple commands.
Simple commands.
For now, it's simple. Init, stage, commit. Then we'll see the rest, and then you can specialize as you want. But at least the basic, you can start with the command, so we all understand what we're doing, right? With the visual IDEs or whatever.
Right.
Nice.
Good. Okay, so then the moment that we all were waiting for, the commit. And surprise, it's git commit. Well, Git commit, it requires um, a parameter, which is a message. So remember when I started saying that if you copy all your folder and put a special name that and the date and what the contents like I remember back in the school that this is the real good project and but then I had to do some changes.
Updated 1, 2, 3, update.
Exactly, that kind of message goes here. And okay, so here is we can say that this is um, the first contents of text file, like that. As simple as that. I hope the size is fine for you, for everyone to see it.
I think we can see. I mean, that size is okay now.
Good. So git commit, and then -m, which is the message. It stands for message, and this is the message for the commit. And boom, and that's it. No errors. Master root commit. That's the first commit. There is another explanation around this hexadecimals. It's a hash, MD5 hash, if I'm not mistaken. That we're not covering this at this moment, but the idea of these hashes is what is another key feature of Git, that it makes it easy to branch. So imagine back your folder and all your copies. If you want to have a branch, like a copy where you want to experiment without touching your base code, branching it means a copy, and a copy could take minutes or hours depending on the size of your project. So with this technology, with the hashing, it keeps tracks behind. It keeps tracks of the deltas of the changes between a commit and another. So one of the advantages of Git is that you can have quick branching, even if they are huge branch, or sorry, if there are huge contents of even gigabytes of projects, it branch in seconds. It's almost immediately. So this is another key feature that probably makes it more so popular. Okay, so at this point I have just created some changes. I put in the stage and I committed. I'm gonna do again. So let's say that this this ball that I made here represents this first
First
like
context of text file, right?
right. Let's see, content, which is like this one. So this is the way to represent it.
All right.
With the
With the
ending of the hash.
hash. Yeah. Okay.
So if I do something else, for example, let's go back here and put something else. Let's add. Well, here I have another plugin that can tell me if everything that I'm adding or if I'm removing or changing. So well, but this is nice to a nice to have feature. Yeah.
So you're just gonna update the file.
So
All right.
just another line, another 2 lines. Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. So let's go back here and check status. So it says this is a track file, and
I think we're good now. Okay. So
great. Yeah, I was saying that the changes are not in this are not staged. So I have modified this this file, and I attempt to without putting in the stage, I attempt to commit, and then no changes added to commit. And let's say, let's check Git status. So the status is the same as before. It's an empty commit has no effect. So
Okay.
this is another key point for everyone which is new to Git. Always put in the stage whatever you want to save.
So you try to commit nothing, right? Because it was not
Right.
staged. Yeah.
Exactly. Let me clean this. Okay, now I'm gonna do something else here to notice that if I have another file here, let's go here. This is snippet. Function no operation, something like that. Okay, so back here. Okay, this is an untracked file. The Git does not know anything about this file. This is new, and this file is modified. The idea of git add. So you might ask, why you have to stage before commit? Because you probably don't want to commit everything in your folder. Imagine that I have this status and I just want to commit the changes here, but I want to keep this untracked how it is. So as it is right now. So what I have to do is just git add only the text and git status. So
now it's staged.
Exactly. So these changes are now in the stage, and this one is still ignored. So if I go and perform a commit, the only changes committed will be this one. The one the changes to be committed will be here. But if I say, oh no, I just yes, I want to have both. Okay, I can go git add and then the snippet. Okay, git status. And now
both files have to be committed. Okay.
Exactly.
Just a newbie question. Does this relate, for example, on tracked files, whatever it relates to the git ignore, if in a sense, or git ignore is just about not committing or?
Yeah, the git ignore file. It's a file that goes like the kind of hidden file that you can put the git ignore, and you can specify here all the files that you want. You specifically want want you to get. You want Git to ignore it, even if you go like git add and for example.
Oh, okay. So even if you add them all, and in the git ignore you specify a file, that one will be untracked, right?
Exactly, and remain untracked.
Okay, perfect.
That's exactly. That's the whole point. So this is a bit risky, the git add dot, but it goes in a recursive way. Everything. If you have changes in subfolders,
folder and subfolder, everything. Oh, okay.
Everything goes. Let's
be careful.
Folder one, exactly. Folder one, and probably another folder here. Folder two. And here a file. Let's put some file .txt. Okay, and some contents. Okay, if we do this, well, here only knows about the folder one that is untracked. But if you enter and go git status,
show fold. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go back. Okay, this files go there. The new file. Oh yeah, it's in the file here and the snippet. Yes, okay. If you go and go git add doc. Now this file, even if I was in the top
Some
level,
file. Mm-hmm.
exactly.
The some
Oh,
file is there. Yeah.
exactly.
So if you want everything from that level you are till that all the subfolders, you just
Exactly.
use git that. Okay. Okay.
That dot with the dot, which is the current folder in the notation on the terminal. Um, so yeah, you can use this carefully if you are for sure that you want everything, all the changes that you made. You don't have to go file by file, because that's another. You don't always, if you touch 10 files, you don't want to go file by file adding one by one. But if you know for sure that all the list goes there, you can go with this one, and cool. Okay, so we're ready to commit this. We git add, sorry, git commit.
It's already added. Yeah.
Exactly, it's already added. And then commit more stuff. And that's it. Create the file, demo, blah, blah, blah. And yep, so status.
Nothing to commit.
Nothing commit, yeah. This is the one I wanted to check.
Okay, that's true.
So then, what? This is the commit for more stuff. And so, yep.
And so on. You can continue. It's that thing you're drawing is like a timeline of commits, right?
Of commits, exactly.
And we have the hash that which can takes us to that specific commit.
Yeah, with the hash you can refer to commits, and there's a lot more stuff that we can discuss. I don't know if we still have time, but there is more stuff that we can cover probably in a second.
Yeah,
in the round.
In a next session with these Git fundamentals and with more stuff with, I don't know, branching and other stuff you wanna mention.
Branching, yes. You can branch from here and have more commits, and probably you can have a merge, and yeah, all this we can cover all of this, and this is like a daily job for a software engineer. So this is something basic that you have to know, and I hope it was illustrative how to stage and commit. We now cover the git status, git add, and git commit commands. Probably we can check git. Let me check what was the one that I want. Restore git log. And yeah, with a git log you can check all the commits in your branch that you have.
There's a log of there's a log of the current branch you're in, which is master, and all the commits.
Yes. Yeah, we can see here the list. Yeah. Well, let me know if probably it seems that the video was already big, well, or lengthy. I don't know.
I think we're good. It was really I think this Git fundamental session that you gave was really cool. I really liked it. It was really simple to show. To be honest, I liked it. I wish I had this kind of session before years back when I didn't know about Git, and I had to ask a lot of my colleagues who knew about Git or research and do mistakes.
Exactly.
But with this, at least with these fundamentals, you start knowing what are we talking about with Git.
Exactly. Yes. And I love this format. I really enjoy to share all of this with you and your audience. And uh, I hope this become a successful um, um, project for you.
Oh, thank you. We hope so. We hope so. And anyway, I'll keep uh, streaming and recording more episodes, and you will always be welcome. We will be waiting for that next part of the Git session, or any other topic you want to share.
For sure. Probably there's some philosophical topics that I can also dig in.
Yeah, we can get deeply in any topics, and we can merge those concepts to the software industry. There's always a way to merge. I mean, some sessions back we talked about imposter syndrome, which is like more psychological thing on
Exactly. Yeah. I saw it.
on people. I mean, it's people. We are still people, and we could talk about everything that has to do with software engineering or tech. So
Exactly. Yep.
we're open to anything. So
Excellent.
thanks a lot, Eduardo, for your time. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure the people who watches this will enjoy it as well.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, and thank you, you guys, whoever watches this. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye. See you next time.
Bye.